2.
It's another beautiful day for America's pastime as we hope the rain stays away today after last night's fiasco in Pierre. But today is Friday the 13th, which means it's Halloween in June at the ballpark, and we are dressed for the occasion, of course. But we also have a great game ahead of us between the Oahe Zap and the scorching hot Spearfish Sasquatch, whose offense has come alive and are coming off a couple of wins on the road in Pierre. But now we'll host the Oahe Zap at Black Hills Energy Stadium. I'm AJ Reister, and this time I'm joined alongside my good friend Aiden Wirtz, who will be producing and calling the game today. And as I said, it is Friday the 13th. It is Halloween in June at the ballpark, and yeah, we're dressed for the occasion, of course. Aiden, these are some phenomenal glasses. Thank you for picking these up today.
They really are, yeah. You know, texts are a big thing there at Walmart, but they weren't too bad. They didn't hurt the pocket too much, and they look pretty good. I think they look pretty realistic, actually.
I do, too. I mean, I think this is what I would look like with a big mustache and a knob on my nose, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Go.
There you go. You got some movement in the old facial hair right there, AJ.
I love it.
Keeps going. But yeah, it's gonna be a great day for baseball here right now. Hopefully the rain stays away. Just keeps going. I mean, listen, the fun never stops here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, especially with the Spearfish Sasquatch.
I mean, if it just goes off in the middle of the game, just know that it's my glasses doing something funny. But Aiden, this is your first time on the broadcast, but you've of course been watching all the games alongside with me up here in the booth. What have you seen from the Squatch this season that now has them above 500 and in the top 3 in the Independence League?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things, and honestly, it's a really cool thing, when you bring players up here and they talk about it, these players are super self-aware that, yes, this is summer ball. Like you might not be as serious as the college season, but the point is they're giving it their all regardless of the outcome. It just keeps going, right? But I think
we have to take these off at some point.
Right? I think when you bring players up here, pitchers especially, and they tell you all about the routine, man. All right, take these
What's
off.
so funny?
What's
so funny, Aiden?
Nothing's funny at all. Those things keep going off. But the point is, right, these players are super self-aware. Some of them are 18, 19 years old. Some of them are up to 21, 22 years old. So I think that self-awareness has really had them steady themselves and ground themselves and say, hey, we might not start off as hot as we want, but now we got the head coach in, right? Now we got new players in. Couple of D1 players.
A lot of D1 players coming in, including Aaron Niels, who's getting the start tonight from University of Evansville.
Yeah. Fun fact, he plays baseball there with my friend Max Hansman, so small world.
Shout out.
Yeah, the disguises were messing me up. They just keep going off. I don't know what's going on. We're going to start the game here soon, so I'm going to pop on the actual video for you.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. Aiden will be, of course, on the broadcast all night tonight, providing color commentary. Him and I broadcast at the University of Iowa, but we are set for this one here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. First pitch is grounded to Foyer at short, and the throw across the diamond is good for out number 1. And leading things off for Oahe was Gavin Frazier, the starting shortstop. Sees one pitch and one out for Evan Luke, who's making another start today. He has been red hot, especially as of recently. He just came off one of his best starts a couple of weeks ago now against Fremont. As the first pitch to the 2-hole hitter, Mason Lang, leads to a big swing and miss. Evan Luke against Fremont on June 6th, which is a little bit less than a week ago. He went 6 innings. He allowed 3 hits, not a single run, no walks, and picked up 3 Ks. And if you've been paying attention through the first couple of weeks, the free bases has been a huge problem for the Sasquatch and why they've lost some close games. But the fact that Evan Luke was able to go out there and put up a big old goose egg in the walk category was massive for this team to get that win. 1-2, lifted foul. And Luke's come up here a few times, but really the big story for him is that he only pitched 1 inning in the spring for University of Central Missouri, who is on a great run in the College World Series at the Division II level. Here's the throwdown from Rather to complete the strikeout for out number 2 when Evan Luke picks up his first strikeout of the night.
Yeah, AJ, you've mentioned it. He had a short spring, right? But this guy comes up here. He comes into Spearfish, South Dakota. He's very down-to-earth, great kid. Pitches very well, very efficiently. You know, even if it's not 94 miles per hour like we've seen some guys hit on this team or other teams, he's definitely pitching to hit right here. You know, he's just throwing it over the plate, which is fantastic.
And he's got a taller frame as well, 6'4", 210 pounds from Dardine Prairie, Missouri. And he just finished up his freshman year coming off a couple of injuries But you're right, Wirtzy. He's been phenomenal for the Sasquatch. He tore his tricep in high school, so that's why he had to redshirt. But, again, only got 1 inning for Central Missouri on a team that is red hot right now in the College World Series. This one's lifted out to deep right, going back on the warning track, leaping up and making the catch is Sam Kwapnotski for out number 3, and Evan Luke retires the Zap in order 1, 2, 3, and we'll see them coming to the plate. The red hot offense. Watch out, don't let the Squatch get hot. They are right now.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Quick top of the first for Evan Luke. Put down the Zap in order 1, 2, 3. A ground out on the first pitch, a strikeout, and then a deep fly ball to right that Kwapnotski was able to catch up to for out number 3. Now leading things off for the Sasquatch is Lucas Torelli, Carson Rather, and Kyle Finn. Rather will be making his first start in front of the home crowd behind the dish, and he's batting second behind Torelli, who has also been off to a good start since appearing in Spearfish a couple of weeks ago, as he digs in here to face Bryce Vandewoestijn. First pitch is called a strike. Vandewoestijn, excuse me. Torelli comes to the plate from Dallas, Texas. Just finished up another year at Eastern New Mexico University. He's now currently in the transfer portal, trying to go Division I, and he had a phenomenal spring season down in Eastern New Mexico. And he's been off to a hot start, hitting .385 for the Squatch with a .543 on base. 7 walks, 6 runs, and 7 RBIs on the year for the center fielder. That falls behind the count 1-2 to Bryce Vandewoestijn. The tall left-handed pitcher that attends Clark University. Here's the pitch. Just misses the outside part of the plate. Talked with Bryce a little bit before the game about how the season's gone. He talked about his college career a little bit and how he's not really had a whole lot of chances and getting his first start here this summer for the Zap, and said he really wants to work on his changeup. That's something that hasn't been there, as he tries to throw one there but misses away. It hasn't been super consistent. He hasn't been able to find location a whole lot, or it gets real hard. So he said today he really wants to work on finding that changeup, but primarily a fastball pitcher. Full count to the leadoff hitter. Gets away from the catcher for ball 4, and Torelli is aboard. Here is Carson Rather, making his first AB in front of the home crowd. The 5'9" freshman from Goodrich, Michigan, attends Miami University of Ohio. Only got a couple of at-bats out in Oahe. Went 1 for 2. 3 walks and an RBI and a run. Very patient hitter at the plate. First pitch, ground ball to the second baseman, picks it up, fires to first for one. The throw to first is not in time, and Rather avoids the double play. But Torelli is thrown out at second. Rather said the biggest thing that he's learned since getting to the collegiate level is having more of an approach. Of course, just finished up his freshman year. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time sitting behind a senior catcher, but he said getting to college has really taught him about how important an approach is. Here's Kyle Finn, big hack and a miss on a curveball from Vanda Wostein. But Finn has been one of the hottest hitters, not just for Spearfish, but in the league. He leads the Independence League in slugging with a .679. Throw over to first is not in time. Also is tied for the league lead with his Sasquatch teammate Sam Kwapnoski for home runs. They each have 2 on the year. Sam hit 2 out in Pier against the Zap earlier this week. Here's the 0-1 to Finn, misses inside.
Yeah, that was an electric night here in Black Hills, of course. Owen Michelson had the first home run. Kyle had the second one. You mentioned he's a pretty traditional hitter, no batting gloves, pretty tall stance, but got a couple out of the park this year.
Yeah, he has some of that sneaky power. We talked about his swing quite a bit, and this one is lifted out to right field. Giving chase is Corral. He'll corral the catch for out number 2. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter Aaron Niels in his first appearance in front of the home crowd.
I see what you did there with the last name. That was sneaky, man. That was real nice.
I'm trying. Well, it's actually pronounced Curiel.
Oh, his last. Okay.
There's a lot of names on this Oahe lineup that it's going to take me a couple of innings to get down. Curiel is in right. Polizzi is another one. I believe he's the designated hitter. Quinn Ludvigsen is at first. Ty Farwell is at third. And then Trey Runge is at second. And that's just some of the names that I'm trying to figure out here. Here's the 1-0 to Niels. This one's lifted foul. Even count 1-1 on the left fielder. Long pause. Here's the pitch upstairs, but fouled back.
AJ, man, it's a hot day out here at the ballpark.
It is.
The sun beaming in. I got to ask you, when you were a player, were you a Gatorade guy, water guy, Powerade? What was your go-to?
I would normally ask for Gatorade or just a straight water. But honestly, more often than not, I wasn't drinking a lot during the game. I was locked in, chewing my gum. That one hits Niels on the front leg for a hit by pitch. But, yeah, no, on these hot days, in any sport that I played, probably should have drank a little more, but, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's probably why I'm up here now.
Probably why we're here,
yeah, probably why we're up here and not down there.
Yeah.
Here's Sam Kwapnoski. He has been red hot as well. Just talked about his 2 home runs over in Pier against the Zap. He went 8 for 13 in those 3 games with 7 RBIs and cracked, again, his first 2 home runs of the season.
Yeah, talk about a hot bat right there.
Yeah, and he's been itching to get one out. Trying to do one in front of the home crowd here. Off speed, pulled foul. Falls behind 0-2. 2 on, 2 down. It's Rather